Introduction. Think back to Sarah, a project manager pulling 60-hour weeks, glued to her inbox even on vacation. The constant pressure, the never-ending meetings, the feeling that she was building someone else's dream, not her own. Year after year, the raises barely kept pace with inflation. The golden handcuffs tightened. One Friday, burnt out from a last-minute fire drill, she looked at her life and realized, this isn't freedom, this is slow-motion imprisonment. Financial freedom isn't a dream, it's a plan. This audiobook provides the blueprint to escape the 9 to 5. Many professionals discover that escaping that feeling starts with knowing your number. What monthly income truly covers your essential expenses and allows for a life you design. The first thing to grasp is that this isn't about being rich, it's about having choices. Consider a time when you compromised on a key decision. Maybe a career move, a needed vacation, or even just a family dinner, because of budget stress. But what separates consistent earners from the rest is a clear understanding of their cost of freedom. Now, tracking expenses can feel tedious, but it's a powerful diagnostic tool. Think of it as uncovering hidden profit leaks in your personal balance sheet. For 1 week, meticulously record where every dollar goes. Another factor that changes everything is that this exercise reveals where you can cut back, redirect resources, and most importantly, understand the true cost of your current lifestyle. This isn't about deprivation, it's about awareness. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is understanding that your freedom number isn't static, it evolves as you do. Your action step: define your personal freedom number, track your expenses for 1 week. Clarity is the compass that guides you toward true independence. Take control. Build your runway. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. The traditional career path often leads to stagnation. We'll uncover strategies for breaking free and reclaiming control. Many professionals discover that the gilded cage of corporate life, while comfortable, slowly suffocates ambition. Think of the moment when you first felt that invisible ceiling pressing down, when your contributions seemed undervalued, and the path ahead felt more like a predetermined track than a journey of your own making. What separates consistent earners from the rest is that they recognize this moment not as a setback, but as a signal to redefine their own game. The first thing to grasp is that your discontent is valuable data. It's pointing you toward unmet needs and untapped potential. Consider a time when you felt most stifled at work. What were the specific constraints? Was it the rigid hierarchy, the lack of creative freedom, or the endless cycle of office politics? Now, understanding these pain points is the first step to designing your escape. Another factor that changes everything is that clarity allows you to strategically build skills and opportunities that align with your values and long-term goals. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to remember that escaping the 9 to 5 isn't about hating your job, it's about loving your life more. First step: write down 3 things you dislike about your current job. Turning frustration into fuel is how you engineer your own freedom. Own your value. Design your future. Now here's where the real shift begins. This audiobook roadmap covers runway building, skill stacking, and strategic career pivots. Many professionals discover that the path to financial freedom isn't a linear climb, but a strategic series of pivots. Think of the moment when you realized your current skills weren't enough to reach your desired income level. What separates consistent earners from the rest is that they treat their careers as a portfolio, diversifying their skills and income streams to mitigate risk and maximize opportunity. Consider a time when you felt constrained by a lack of specific skills. Was it the inability to negotiate a higher salary? The difficulty in landing a coveted project? Or the fear of being replaced by someone with more relevant expertise? The first thing to grasp is that skill stacking isn't about becoming a jack of all trades. It's about creating a unique combination of abilities that make you indispensable. One shift that accelerates progress is to reframe obstacles as opportunities for growth. Another factor that changes everything is that your biggest financial hurdle often holds the key to unlocking your greatest potential. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Identify the one financial obstacle holding you back most. Write it down. Turning your challenge into your catalyst is how you design your ideal career. Assess your gaps. Build your bridge. Moving from theory into practice. Targeting ambitious professionals ready to design their own career and financial futures. Many professionals discover that the difference between a dream and reality is consistent action. Think of the moment when you had a brilliant idea but let it slip away due to inaction. What separates consistent earners from the rest is that they prioritize implementation over perfection. They understand that progress, not flawless execution, is the key to unlocking their potential. The first thing to grasp is that this audiobook is not a passive listening experience. It's a call to action. Consider a time when you procrastinated on a crucial decision, only to regret it later. Was it the missed opportunity, the lost income, or the lingering feeling of, what if? Now, another factor that changes everything is that true transformation requires a dedicated commitment. Building your financial runway, mastering new skills, and strategically pivoting your career demands focus and discipline. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is recognizing that every small step compounds over time, creating momentum and driving you closer to your goals. Are you ready for more? Commit to spending the next 30 days implementing these steps. Your future is not a matter of chance, but a matter of choice. Embrace the journey, design your destiny. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Treat this as a practical manual. Complete the action steps. Don't just listen, implement. Many professionals discover that the difference between knowledge and wisdom lies in application. Think of the moment when you learned a valuable lesson but failed to integrate it into your daily life. What separates consistent earners from the rest is that they are relentless implementers, constantly testing, refining, and optimizing their strategies based on real-world results. The first thing to grasp is that this audiobook is designed to be your personalized roadmap to financial freedom. Consider a time when you felt overwhelmed by a large project. Unsure where to begin. Was it the lack of clarity, the fear of failure, or the sheer magnitude of the task that paralyzed you? One shift that accelerates progress is to break down your goals into manageable, actionable steps. Another factor that changes everything is that consistent, focused action, even in small increments, compounds over time, leading to remarkable results. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Choose one chapter to focus on first, based on your greatest need. Turning knowledge into action is how you build lasting wealth and freedom. Start today. Shape your tomorrow. Chapter 1. Runway Ready. Calculate your freedom number. Imagine David, a talented architect, stuck in a soul-crushing job, designing buildings he didn't believe in. The salary was good, but the price he paid in stress and lost time with his family was far too high. He dreamed of starting his own sustainable design firm but felt trapped. The mortgage, the car payments, the kids, school expenses. It all seemed insurmountable. Then, one day, he stumbled upon the concept of freedom number and realized he wasn't as far from his dream as he thought. It's the amount needed to cover expenses without active income, giving you freedom of choice. Many professionals discover that the key to escaping the golden handcuffs is understanding exactly how much runway they need to take off. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their relentless focus on building that runway, brick by brick. The first thing to grasp is that your freedom number isn't about becoming a millionaire. It's about defining the minimum amount of passive or semi-passive income required to cover your essential living expenses. Calculate your monthly living costs to determine your freedom number. Consider a time when you felt financially trapped, unable to pursue a passion project, or take a much-needed break due to financial constraints. Was it the fear of running out of money, the pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle, or the lack of a safety net that held you back? Another factor that changes everything is that understanding your freedom number empowers you to make informed decisions about your career, investments, and lifestyle. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to start viewing every income-generating activity, from your day job to your side hustles, as fuel for your freedom runway. Knowing your number is the first step toward charting your own course. Define your freedom. Design your escape. With that foundation in place, identify non-essential spending. We'll uncover strategies for breaking free and reclaiming control. Many professionals discover that their spending habits are often driven by emotional impulses rather than conscious choices. Think of the moment when you made a spontaneous purchase you later regretted. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to distinguish between needs and wants, and to prioritize long-term financial security over short-term gratification. Consider a time when you felt pressured to keep up with the Joneses, leading you to overspend on status symbols or unnecessary luxuries. Was it the fear of being judged, the desire for validation, or the constant bombardment of marketing messages that influenced your decisions? The first thing to grasp is that every dollar saved is a dollar invested in your future freedoms. One shift that accelerates progress is to view your expenses as choices rather than obligations. Another factor that changes everything is that reducing unnecessary costs not only extends your runway, but also frees up resources to invest in income-generating assets or skill-building opportunities. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Cut one recurring expense by the end of the week. Reducing expenses accelerates your journey toward financial independence. Conserve your resources. Cultivate your freedom. Now here's where the real shift begins. An emergency fund covers unexpected expenses, preventing debt and stress during your transition. Many professionals discover that a lack of an emergency fund is the single biggest obstacle to pursuing their dreams. Think of the moment when an unexpected bill or job loss derailed your financial plans. What separates consistent earners from the rest is that they prioritize financial security above all else, recognizing that a solid foundation is essential for building lasting wealth and freedom. Consider a time when you had to make a difficult decision, such as accepting a lower-paying job or delaying a career transition due to a lack of financial reserves. Was it the fear of falling behind on bills, the pressure to provide for your family, or the uncertainty of the future that held you back? The first thing to grasp is that an emergency fund is not just about money, it's about peace of mind. One shift that accelerates progress is to treat your emergency fund as a non-negotiable expense, just like rent or utilities. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that an emergency fund provides a safety net, allowing you to take calculated risks and pursue opportunities that would otherwise be too risky. Start building a 3 to 6 month emergency fund immediately. Securing your foundation empowers you to pursue your dreams with confidence. Build your buffer. Secure your future. Moving from theory into practice. High-interest debt drains resources and limits options. Many professionals discover that they are working harder and harder just to stay afloat, trapped in a cycle of debt and financial stress. Think of the moment when you realized that a significant portion of your income was going towards interest payments, leaving you with little room to save or invest. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to breaking free from the chains of debt. The first thing to grasp is that debt is not just a financial burden, it's a psychological one. It creates stress, limits your options, and prevents you from pursuing your dreams. Consider a time when you felt held back by debt, unable to take risks or seize opportunities. Was it the fear of falling further behind, the pressure to make ends meet, or the constant worry about your financial future that weighed you down? One shift that accelerates progress is to view debt repayment as an investment in your future freedom. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that paying off high-interest debts frees up cash flow, allowing you to build your emergency fund, invest in income-generating assets, and pursue your career goals with greater confidence. Prioritize paying off debts to free up cash flow. Make a list of your debts and create a repayment plan. Reclaiming your financial freedom starts with eliminating debt. Break the chains. Build your future. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Set up automated transfers to savings accounts, making saving effortless and consistent. Many professionals discover that they struggle to save consistently due to lack of discipline or competing financial priorities. Think of the moment when you intended to save a certain amount but ended up spending it on something else. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to automate their savings, making it a non-negotiable part of their financial routines. The first thing to grasp is that automation removes the temptation to spend, making saving effortless and consistent. Consider a time when you successfully automated a process in your work life, freeing up time and energy for more important tasks. Was it the increased efficiency, the reduced stress, or the improved results that made it so effective? One shift that accelerates progress is to pay yourself first, prioritizing savings over discretionary spending. Another factor that changes everything is that even small, consistent contributions can add up over time, thanks to the power of compounding interest. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Automate a small weekly transfer to your emergency fund starting today. Automating your savings accelerates your progress toward financial freedom. Automate your savings, secure your dreams. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Negotiate lower rates for insurance, utilities, and subscriptions. Many professionals discover that they are overpaying for essential services simply because they haven't taken the time to negotiate a better rate. Think of the moment when you realized you were paying more than your neighbor for the same cable package. What separates consistent earners from the rest is that they are proactive in managing their expenses, always looking for opportunities to save money and improve their financial situations. The first thing to grasp is that negotiation is a skill that can be learned and improved with practice. Consider a time when you successfully negotiated a better deal. Whether it was a salary increase, a lower price on a car, or a favorable contract term, was it the preparation, the confidence, or the willingness to walk away that made the difference? One shift that accelerates progress is to view every bill as an opportunity to save money. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that even small savings on recurring expenses can add up significantly over time, freeing up cash flow for more important goals. Saving money on bills frees up cash flow. Call one service provider today and negotiate a lower rate. Mastering the art of negotiation empowers you to take control of your finances. Negotiate wisely. Liberate your funds. Chapter 2. High Leverage Skills. Income Accelerators. Think of Maria, a brilliant marketing strategist, stuck in a traditional agency, frustrated by bureaucratic processes and limited earning potential. She saw the rise of freelance platforms and the growing demand for specialized digital marketing skills. But she felt trapped by her current role and lack of up-to-date expertise. One day, she decided to invest in learning high-leverage skills like SEO and content marketing, and within months, she was earning more as a freelancer than she ever did at her agency. Focus on skills that command high rates and offer remote work opportunities. Many professionals discover that their earning potential is directly tied to the demand for their skills in the marketplace. What separates consistent earners from the rest is that they are constantly learning and adapting, positioning themselves as valuable assets in a rapidly changing world. The first thing to grasp is that not all skills are created equal. Some skills, like data analysis, cloud computing, and digital marketing, command significantly higher rates than others due to their scarcity and high value to businesses. Consider a time when you felt limited by a lack of specific skills, unable to pursue a desired job or project. Was it the feeling of being outdated, the fear of being replaced, or the frustration of watching others succeed while you remain stuck? Another factor that changes everything is that high-leverage skills often offer remote work opportunities, providing greater flexibility and control over your work-life balance. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to view learning as an investment, not an expense. Research in-demand skills in your industry and pick one to learn. Investing in high-leverage skills empowers you to accelerate your income and build your freedom runway. Sharpen your skills. Shape your destiny. With that foundation in place, combine multiple skills to create a unique value proposition and increase earning potentials. Many professionals discover that the secret to standing out in a crowded marketplace is to develop a unique combination of skills that sets them apart. Think of the moment when you saw someone who was good at multiple things and recognize that they had an edge over those who only excelled in one area. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to create a unique value proposition by combining their existing expertise with new, complementary skills. Consider a time when you felt limited by your existing skill set, unable to offer a comprehensive solution to a client's needs. Was it the feeling of being a generalist in a world that values specialization, the frustration of having to outsource certain tasks, or the inability to command higher rates due to your limited capabilities? The first thing to grasp is that skill stacking is not about becoming a jack of all trades, but rather about creating a powerful synergy between your existing skills and new areas of expertise. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to view every new skill as an opportunity to expand your capabilities and create a more valuable offering. Another factor that changes everything is that a unique combination of skills allows you to command higher rates, attract more clients, and create a more fulfilling and rewarding career. Brainstorm 2 to 3 skills that complement your existing expertise.
Combining skills amplifies your value and accelerates your income potential.
Stack your skills. Amplify your success. Now here's where the real shift begins. Leverage free online courses, tutorials, and communities to acquire new skills without upfront investment. Many professionals discover that the biggest obstacle to learning new skills is the perception that it requires a significant investment of time and money. Think of the moment when you wanted to learn a new skill, but were deterred by the high cost of tuition or the demanding schedule of a traditional course. What separates consistent earners from the rest is that they are resourceful and proactive in finding free or low-cost ways to acquire the knowledge and skills they need. Consider a time when you successfully learned a new skill or solved a problem using free online resources. Was it the accessibility, the flexibility, or the community support that made it so effective? The first thing to grasp is that the internet provides access to a wealth of free or low-cost learning resources, including online courses, tutorials, articles, and communities of like-minded learners. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to view learning as a continuous process, integrating it into your daily routine rather than treating it as a separate activity. Another factor that changes everything is that free online resources provide a low-risk way to explore new skills and determine whether they are a good fit for your interests and career goals. Find one free online course related to your desired skill.
Leveraging free resources makes skill acquisition accessible to everyone. Embrace free learning. Expand your potential, moving from theory into practice. Consider paid courses for structured learning and expert guidance to accelerate your skill development. Many professionals discover that while free resources are valuable, sometimes a more structured learning environment with expert guidance is necessary to truly master a skill. Think of the moment when you realized you needed more personalized feedback or a more comprehensive curriculum to take your skills to the next level. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their willingness to invest in their education when they see a clear return on investment. The first thing to grasp is that paid courses often provide a more structured learning experience, with clear learning objectives, expert instruction, and personalized feedback. Consider a time when you invested in a paid course or workshop and found it to be a transformative experience. Was it the quality of the instruction, the personalized feedback, or the opportunity to network with other professionals that made it so worthwhile? Another factor that changes everything is that a well-chosen paid course can significantly accelerate your skill development, allowing you to achieve your goals more quickly and efficiently. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to view paid courses as an investment in your future earning potential. Research one paid course to up-level your skills. Strategic investment in education accelerates your skill development. Invest in yourself. Elevate your career. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Create projects that demonstrate your skills and capabilities to potential clients or employers. Many professionals discover that simply listing skills on a resume is not enough to impress potential clients or employers. Think of the moment when you realized that you needed to show, not just tell, what you were capable of doing. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to create tangible projects that demonstrate their skills and capabilities. The first thing to grasp is that projects provide concrete evidence of your abilities, allowing potential clients or employers to see the value you can bring to their organizations. Consider a time when you were impressed by someone's portfolio or project showcase. Was it the creativity, the problem-solving skills, or the attention to detail that caught your eye? Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to view every project as an opportunity to showcase your skills and build your professional brand. Another factor that changes everything is that projects can serve as a powerful marketing tool, attracting new clients and opening doors to new opportunities. Start a small project that showcases your chosen high-leverage skill. Demonstrating your skills builds trust and attracts opportunities. Showcase your talent. Shape your future. Chapter 3. Salary Negotiation. Maximize your worth. Picture Sarah, a highly skilled software engineer, accepting job offers without ever truly negotiating her salary. She felt uncomfortable talking about money
and undervalued her contributions, leaving thousands of dollars on the table each year. She later learned that many of her colleagues with similar experience were earning significantly more, simply because they had the confidence to negotiate. Sarah realized she had been selling herself short and committed to mastering the art of salary negotiations. Research industry salary benchmarks to understand your market worth and negotiate from a position of strength.
Many professionals discover that they are underpaid simply because they don't know their true market worth. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to understanding their value and confidently advocating for themselves. The first thing to grasp is that salary negotiation is not about being greedy. It's about being fairly compensated for your skills, experience, and the value you bring to the organization. Consider a time when you felt underpaid or undervalued in your job. Was it the lack of recognition, the feeling of being taken advantage of, or the inability to achieve your financial goals that motivated you to seek a better opportunity? Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to view salary negotiation as a collaborative process, seeking a mutually beneficial outcome for both yourself and the employer. Another factor that changes everything is that researching industry salary benchmarks provides you with the data and confidence to negotiate from a position of strength. Research the average salary for your role. Knowing your market worth empowers you to negotiate confidently and maximize your earning potential. Know your worth, claim your value.
With that foundation in place, master negotiation techniques to secure a higher salary and better benefits package. Many professionals discover that they leave money on the table during salary negotiations simply because they lack the skills and confidence to ask for what they deserve. Think of the moment when you accepted a job offer without even attempting to negotiate, later regretting your decision. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to mastering the art of negotiation, recognizing that it is a critical skill for maximizing their earning potential. Consider a time when you successfully negotiated a better deal, whether it was a salary increase, a lower price on a car, or a favorable contract term. Was it the preparation, the confidence, or the ability to articulate your value that made the difference? The first thing to grasp is that salary negotiation is not an adversarial process. It's a collaborative conversation aimed at reaching a mutually beneficial agreement. One shift that accelerates progress is to view salary negotiation as an opportunity to showcase your value and demonstrate your confidence. Another factor that changes everything is that mastering negotiation techniques can not only help you secure a higher salary, but also improve your benefits package, including vacation time, health insurance, and retirement contributions. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions.
Practice a salary negotiation scenario with a friend. Honing your negotiation skills empowers you to command your true worth. Practice your pitch. Perfect your outcome.
Now here's where the real shift begins. Document your accomplishments and demonstrate your value to justify a raise within your current company. Many professionals discover that they struggle to get raises because they don't effectively communicate their value to their employers. Think of the moment when you wanted a raise but couldn't articulate specific achievements or contributions that justified it. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to document their accomplishments and demonstrate their value in a compelling way. The first thing to grasp is that a raise is not an entitlement. It's an investment that your employer makes in your continued success. Consider a time when you successfully argued for a higher budget or more resources for a project. Was it the data, the logic, or the persuasiveness of your argument that convinced the decision makers? Another factor that changes everything is that documenting your accomplishments provides concrete evidence of your contributions, making it easier to justify a raise and demonstrate your value to the company. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions.
One shift that accelerates progress is to proactively seek feedback from your manager and colleagues, using their insights to identify areas for improvement and highlight your strengths. Track your accomplishments at work for 1 week. Documenting your achievements empowers you to command a fair raise and advance your career. Track your wins, accelerate your growth.
Moving from theory into practice. Learn to Decline offers that undervalue your skills and prioritize your long-term career goals. Many professionals discover that the fear of rejection leads them to accept job offers that are not in their best interests. Think of the moment when you accepted a job offer out of desperation, only to regret it later. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to prioritize their long-term career goals and confidently decline offers that don't align with their values and aspirations. Consider a time when you turned down a job offer that didn't feel right, even though it was tempting in the short term. Was it the gut feeling, the alignment with your values, or the potential for long-term growth that guided your decision? The first thing to grasp is that declining an offer that undervalues your skills is not a failure. It's an act of self-respect and a commitment to your own long-term success. One shift that accelerates progress is to view every job offer as an opportunity to assess your market value and refine your career goals. Another factor that changes everything is that learning to decline offers that don't align with your values allows you to focus your energy on opportunities that are a better fit for your skills, interests, and long-term aspirations. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. If underpaid, start documenting successes for upcoming review. Prioritizing your long-term career goals leads to greater fulfillment and financial success. Value yourself. Choose wisely. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Negotiate for benefits like flexible work arrangements, professional development, and additional vacation time. Many professionals discover that focusing solely on salary overlooks the significant value of benefits that can improve their quality of life and accelerate their career growth. Think of the moment when you realized that you valued work-life balance or professional development opportunities more than a slightly higher salary. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to negotiate for a comprehensive package that meets their individual needs and supports their long-term goals. The first thing to grasp is that benefits can often be just as valuable as salary, especially when they align with your personal values and career aspirations. Consider a time when you benefited from a flexible work arrangement or a company-sponsored training program. Was it the increased flexibility, the enhanced skills, or the feeling of being valued by your employer that made it so impactful? One shift that accelerates progress is to view salary negotiation as an opportunity to create a win-win scenario, securing benefits that are valuable to you while also benefiting the employer. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that benefits like flexible work arrangements can significantly improve your work-life balance, allowing you to pursue your passions and spend more time with your loved ones. Identify 2 to 3 non-salary benefits you want to negotiate. A holistic compensation package empowers you to thrive both professionally and personally. Negotiate wisely. Live fully. Chapter 4. Side Hustle Validation. The Untapped Goldmine. Meet David, an accountant who felt trapped in a monotonous routine, longing for creative outlet and financial freedom. He noticed a gap in the market for affordable bookkeeping services tailored to small Etsy businesses. A passion he understood well from his wife's crafting hobby. Combining his accounting skills with his understanding of the Etsy ecosystem, he launched a side hustle that quickly surpassed his full-time income, allowing him to pursue his entrepreneurial dreams. Identify your passions, skills, and market gaps to generate potential side hustle ideas. Many professionals discover that their side hustle is the key to unlocking financial freedom and escaping the 9-to-5 grind. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify their passions and skills, and then leverage them to create a profitable side hustle that fills a gap in the market. The first thing to grasp is that a successful side hustle should be aligned with your interests and skills, making it more enjoyable and sustainable in the long run. Consider a time when you felt passionate about a hobby or skill and wished you could turn it into a source of income. Was it the lack of time, the fear of failure, or the uncertainty of the market that held you back? One shift that accelerates progress is to view your side hustle as an experiment, a low-risk way to test new ideas and build your entrepreneurial skills. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that side hustles provide an additional source of income, reducing your reliance on your primary job and giving you more financial security and flexibility. Brainstorm 3 side hustle ideas based on your interests and skills. Identifying your passions unlocks the potential for a fulfilling and profitable side hustle. Unleash your passion. Unlock your potential. With that foundation in place, validate your side hustle idea by researching the market and gauging customer interest. Many professionals discover that the biggest mistake they make when starting a side hustle is failing to validate their idea before investing significant time and resources. Think of the moment when you had a great idea for a product or service, but didn't bother to research the market, only to find out later that there was no demand for it. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to validating their ideas, ensuring that they are solving a real problem for a real market. The first thing to grasp is that validation is not about seeking approval. It's about gathering data to inform your decisions and minimize your risk. Consider a time when you made a decision based on assumptions rather than data, and it turned out to be a costly mistake. Was it the lack of information, the overconfidence in your intuition, or the failure to seek feedback that led to the negative outcome? Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to view validation as an ongoing process, continuously gathering feedback and adapting your approach as you learn more about your target market. Another factor that changes everything is that researching the market and gauging customer interest allows you to refine your side hustle idea, identify your target audience, and develop a marketing strategy that resonates with potential customers. Research the demand for your top side hustle idea. Validating your idea increases your chances of creating a successful and profitable side hustle. Validate early, succeed sooner. Now here's where the real shift begins. Craft a compelling offer that solves a specific problem and provides tangible value to your target audience. Many professionals discover that their side hustle struggles to gain traction because their offer is not compelling or clearly defined. Think of the moment when you encountered a product or service that seemed vague or didn't clearly articulate its value proposition. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to craft a compelling offer that resonates with their target audience and clearly communicates the benefits of their side hustle. The first thing to grasp is that a compelling offer should address a specific problem or pain point that your target audience is experiencing. Consider a time when you were immediately drawn to a product or service because it directly addressed a need or solved a problem you were facing. Was it the clarity of the message, the relevance to your needs, or the perceived value that made it so appealing? Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on the benefits rather than the features of your side hustle, highlighting the tangible value you provide to your customers. Another factor that changes everything is that a compelling offer should be easy to understand, clearly communicate its value, and be priced competitively within the market. Create a basic offer for your side hustle idea. A compelling offer is the foundation of a successful and profitable side hustle. Offer solutions. Create value. Moving from theory into practice. Launch a basic version of your side hustle to gather feedback and refine your offers. Many professionals discover that the fear of launching a perfect product prevents them from ever getting started. Think of the moment when you spent countless hours perfecting a project, only to find that it didn't resonate with your target audience. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their willingness to embrace imperfection and launch a minimum viable product to gather feedback and refine their offer. Consider a time when you learned something valuable from a mistake or a failure. Was it the willingness to take risks, the ability to adapt to change, or the openness to feedback that helped you grow? The first thing to grasp is that launching a basic version of your side hustle allows you to gather real-world feedback from your target audience, helping you identify what works and what doesn't. One shift that accelerates progress is to view your initial launch as a learning opportunity, focusing on gathering data rather than achieving perfection. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that launching a basic version of your side hustle allows you to test your assumptions, refine your offer, and build momentum without investing significant time or resources. Build a simple website or landing page for your MVP side hustle. Launching a basic version allows you to gather invaluable feedback and refine your side hustle. Launch quickly. Learn constantly. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Price your side hustle based on the value it provides to customers, not just your time. Many professionals discover that they are undervaluing their side hustle by pricing it based on an hourly rate rather than the value they deliver to their customers. Think of the moment when you hesitated to charge a higher price for your services, even though you knew they provided significant value. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to price their offerings based on the tangible benefits they provide to their customers, maximizing their earning potential. The first thing to grasp is that value-based pricing focuses on the perceived value that your customers receive, rather than the cost of your time or resources. Consider a time when you happily paid a premium price for a product or service because it solved a problem or provided a unique benefit that was worth more to you than the cost.
One shift that accelerates progress is to research your competitors, pricing, and identify opportunities to differentiate your offer based on value, quality, or service. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that value-based pricing allows you to command higher prices, increase your profit margins, and ultimately generate more revenue from your side hustles. Determine a value-based price for your MVP side hustle. Pricing based on value empowers you to maximize your earnings and build a sustainable side hustle. Price with value, earn with confidence. Chapter 5. Time Management. Deep Work Mastery. Think about Emily, a driven entrepreneur, constantly juggling multiple tasks, feeling overwhelmed and unproductive. Despite working long hours, she struggled to make significant progress on her core goals. One day, she decided to meticulously track her time, revealing that she was spending hours on social media, email, and other distractions. By identifying these time-wasting activities and implementing time-blocking strategies, she regained control of her schedule and dramatically increased her productivity. Track your time for a week to identify time-wasting activities and opportunities for improvement. Many professionals discover that they are not using their time effectively, leading to stress, burnout, and a lack of progress towards their goals. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to master time management, maximizing their productivity, and achieving deep work that moves them closer to their objectives. The first thing to grasp is that time tracking is not about being restrictive, it's about gaining awareness of how you are spending your most valuable resource. Consider a time when you felt like you were constantly busy, but not accomplishing anything meaningful. Was it the distractions, the lack of focus, or the poor planning that contributed to the feeling of being overwhelmed? One shift that accelerates progress is to view time as a finite resource, allocating it intentionally to activities that align with your goals and values. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that tracking your time reveals hidden time wasters and opportunities for improvement, allowing you to make more informed decisions about how you spend your day. Track your time for 3 days to understand where your time goes. Mastering time management empowers you to achieve deep work and maximize your productivity. Control your time, control your destiny. With that foundation in place, prioritize tasks based on their impact and urgency to maximize your productivities. Many professionals discover that they are spending too much time on low-value activities, neglecting the tasks that truly move the needle. Think of the moment when you realized that you were busy but not productive, constantly putting out fires but not making progress on your long-term goals. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to prioritize tasks effectively, focusing on the activities that have the greatest impact and urgency. Consider a time when you successfully prioritized your tasks and achieved a significant goal. Was it the focus, the efficiency, or the feeling of accomplishment that made it so rewarding? The first thing to grasp is that not all tasks are created equal. Some activities have a far greater impact on your goals than others. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to use a prioritization matrix, such as the Eisenhower matrix, to categorize your tasks based on their urgency and importance. Another factor that changes everything is that prioritizing tasks effectively allows you to focus your energy on the activities that generate the greatest results, maximizing your productivity and achieving your goals more quickly. Identify the top 3 tasks that will move you closer to your goals. Prioritizing tasks based on impact and urgency empowers you to maximize your productivity and achieve your goals. Prioritize wisely, achieve greatly. Now here's where the real shift begins. Schedule specific blocks of time for important tasks to create structure and minimize distractions. Many professionals discover that they struggle to focus and complete important tasks because their schedules are too unstructured and easily disrupted. Think of the moment when you sat down to work on a critical project, only to be interrupted by emails, meetings, and other distractions. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to schedule specific blocks of time for deep work, creating structure, and minimizing interruptions. The first thing to grasp is that time blocking is not about being rigid. It's about creating a framework that supports your focus and productivity. Consider a time when you were able to concentrate deeply on a task and make significant progress. Was it the quiet environment, the lack of interruptions, or the clear focus that allowed you to achieve deep work? One shift that accelerates progress is to treat your scheduled blocks of time as appointments with yourself.
honoring them as you would any other important commitment. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that scheduling specific blocks of time allows you to protect your focus, minimize distractions, and achieve deep work that moves you closer to your goals. Block out time in your calendar for deep work or side hustle tasks. Scheduling time for important tasks empowers you to focus, minimize distractions, and achieve deep work. Schedule your success. Achieve your goals. Moving from theory into practice. Create a distraction-free environment and focus intensely on one task for a set period. Many professionals discover that they are constantly bombarded by distractions, preventing them from achieving deep work and making meaningful progress. Think of the moment when you tried to concentrate on a task, only to be interrupted by notifications, emails, and social media. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to create a distraction-free environment and focus intensely on one task for a set period. Consider a time when you were able to achieve a state of flow, completely immersed in your work and producing at your peak. Was it the absence of distractions, the clear focus, or the challenging nature of the task that allowed you to achieve such deep work? The first thing to grasp is that creating a distraction-free environment requires conscious effort and discipline. One shift that accelerates progress is to identify your biggest distractions and implement strategies to eliminate or minimize them. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that focusing intensely on one task for a set period allows you to achieve deep work, improve your concentration, and produce higher quality results. Turn off notifications and dedicate 30 minutes to deep work. Creating a distraction-free environment empowers you to achieve deep work and maximize your productivity. Focus intently. Achieve deeply. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Group similar tasks together to reduce context switching and improve efficiency. Many professionals discover that they are wasting time and energy by constantly switching between unrelated tasks. Think of the moment when you felt mentally exhausted after jumping between emails, phone calls, and project work. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to group similar tasks together, reducing context switching and improving their overall efficiency. Consider a time when you were able to complete a series of similar tasks quickly and efficiently. Was it the momentum, the focus, or the lack of mental switching that made it so productive? The first thing to grasp is that context switching has a hidden cost, requiring your brain to readjust and refocus each time you switch tasks. One shift that accelerates progress is to identify the types of tasks you perform regularly and group them into batches for focused work sessions. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that grouping similar tasks together allows you to enter a state of flow, minimizing mental fatigue and maximizing your productivity. Batch similar tasks together on one day of the week to reduce context switching. Grouping similar tasks empowers you to reduce context switching and improve your overall efficiency. Batch your tasks. Boost your productivity. Chapter 6. Market Mapping. Your Niche, GPS. Consider the story of Lisa, a talented graphic designer struggling to attract clients. She was casting a wide net, targeting everyone from small businesses to large corporations. But her marketing efforts were yielding little results. After researching her ideal client, she realized she resonated most with sustainable brands focused on eco-friendly products. By niching down and tailoring her marketing to this specific audience, she attracted a steady stream of high-paying clients who valued her expertise. Define your ideal client's demographics, needs, and pain points to target your marketing efforts effectively. Many professionals discover that they are wasting time and money on marketing efforts that are not targeted to the right audience. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to define their ideal client, allowing them to focus their marketing efforts and attract high-quality leads. The first thing to grasp is that not all clients are created equal. Some clients are a better fit for your skills, values, and business goals than others. Consider a time when you worked with a client who was difficult to manage, didn't appreciate your expertise, or didn't pay on time. Was it the lack of clear communication, the mismatch of values, or the unclear expectations that made the experience so frustrating? Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions.
One shift that accelerates progress is to create a detailed profile of your ideal client, including their demographics, psychographics, needs, pain points, and goals. Another factor that changes everything is that defining your ideal client allows you to tailor your marketing messages, choose the right marketing channels, and attract clients who are a perfect fit for your business. Define your ideal client for your high-leverage skill. Defining your ideal client empowers you to target your marketing efforts effectively and attract high-quality leads. Know your client, grow your business. With that foundation in place, choose a niche that aligns with your skills, interests, and market demand to maximize your earning potential. Many professionals discover that they are struggling to stand out in a crowded market because they are not focused on a specific niche. Think of the moment when you felt like you were competing against everyone, making it difficult to attract clients and command premium prices. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to choose a niche that aligns with their skills, interests, and market demand, allowing them to become a sought-after expert. The first thing to grasp is that niching down is not about limiting your options. It's about focusing your energy on a specific area where you can excel and become the go-to person. Consider a time when you were recognized as an expert in a particular field or topic. Was it the specialized knowledge, the focused marketing, or the clear value proposition that made you stand out? Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to identify underserved niches that align with your skills and interests, allowing you to tap into unmet market needs. Another factor that changes everything is that choosing a niche allows you to tailor your marketing messages, develop specialized services, and command premium prices, maximizing your earning potential. Research underserved niches related to your skills. Choosing a niche allows you to become a sought-after expert and maximize your earning potential. Niche down, rise up. Now here's where the real shift begins. Analyze your competitors' strengths, weaknesses, and strategies to identify opportunities for differentiation. Many professionals discover that they are unknowingly replicating their competitors' strategies, failing to stand out and attract clients. Think of the moment when you realized that your marketing messages, services, or pricing were virtually identical to those of your competitors. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to analyze their competitors and identify opportunities for differentiation, allowing them to create a unique value proposition. The first thing to grasp is that competitor analysis is not about copying their strategies. It's about understanding their strengths and weaknesses so you can position yourself more effectively. Consider a time when you successfully differentiated yourself from your competitors and attracted clients who valued your unique approach. Was it the specialized expertise, the superior customer service, or the innovative solutions that made you stand out? One shift that accelerates progress is to conduct a thorough competitor analysis, examining their website, marketing materials, pricing, and customer reviews. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that analyzing your competitors allows you to identify gaps in the market, develop unique services, and create a compelling value proposition that resonates with your target audience. Identify 3 direct competitors in your niche. Analyzing your competitors empowers you to differentiate yourself and create a unique value proposition. 8. Analyze the market. Create your edge. Moving from theory into practice. Connect with industry leaders, potential clients, and fellow entrepreneurs to expand your networks. Many professionals discover that they are limiting their growth and opportunities by not actively expanding their network. Think of the moment when you realized that your network was small and homogeneous, lacking diversity and new perspectives. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to build and nurture a strong network of industry leaders, potential clients, and fellow entrepreneurs. The first thing to grasp is that networking is not about collecting contacts. It's about building genuine relationships based on mutual respect and shared interests. Consider a time when you benefited from a strong professional connection, whether it was landing a new client, receiving valuable advice, or finding a mentor. Was it the trust, the shared values, or the mutual support that made the connection so impactful? One shift that accelerates progress is to actively seek out networking opportunities, attending industry events, joining online communities, and reaching out to people who inspire you. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that building a strong network provides access to new ideas, resources, and opportunities, accelerating your growth and helping you achieve your goals. Reach out to one potential mentor or collaborator this week. Building a strong network is essential for growth, opportunity, and long-term success. Network actively. Grow exponentially.
There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Create a professional online presence to showcase your expertise and attract potential clients. Many professionals discover that they are missing out on opportunities because their online presence is outdated, unprofessional, or non-existent. Think of the moment when you Googled a professional and were disappointed by their lack of online presence or the outdated information you found. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to create and maintain a professional online presence that showcases their expertise and attracts potential clients. The first thing to grasp is that your online presence is your digital business card, making a crucial first impression on potential clients and collaborators. Consider a time when you were impressed by someone's online presence, leading you to trust their expertise and want to work with them. Was it the professional website, the active social media profiles, or the consistent branding that made them stand out? One shift that accelerates progress is to invest time and resources in creating a professional website, optimizing your social media profiles, and sharing valuable content that showcases your expertise. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that a strong online presence allows you to attract potential clients, build credibility, and establish yourself as an expert in your niche. Update your LinkedIn profile to reflect your niche expertise. Creating a professional online presence is essential for showcasing your expertise and attracting clients. Build your brand. Attract your tribe. Chapter 7. Portfolio Power, Proof, and Case Studies. Picture Sarah, a freelance writer who struggled to land high-paying clients despite her talent. She realized her website lacked compelling examples of her work. By carefully curating a portfolio that showcased her best articles, blog posts, and website copy, she transformed her online presence. This portfolio became her most powerful marketing tool, convincing potential clients of her abilities and leading to a significant increase in her income. Curate a portfolio that highlights your most impressive projects and demonstrates your skills. Many professionals discover that they are undervaluing their skills because they lack a compelling portfolio to showcase their achievements. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to curate a portfolio that demonstrates their expertise and attracts high-value clients. The first thing to grasp is that a portfolio is more than just a collection of projects. It's a carefully selected showcase of your best work that tells a story about your skills and experience. Consider a time when you were impressed by someone's portfolio, leading you to believe in their expertise and want to hire them. Was it the quality of the work, the relevance to your needs, or the clear demonstration of skills that made the portfolio so compelling? One shift that accelerates progress is to think of your portfolio as a marketing tool, using it to showcase your unique skills and attract your ideal clients. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that a well-curated portfolio provides tangible proof of your abilities, building trust and confidence with potential clients. Gather your 3 best projects and document them for your portfolio. A compelling portfolio provides the proof that clients need to trust your expertise and hire you. Show your work. Prove your worth. With that foundation in place, use data and metrics to quantify the results you've achieved for clients or employers. Many professionals discover that their portfolio lacks impact because it doesn't showcase the tangible results they have delivered. Think of the moment when you reviewed a portfolio that looked impressive, but didn't provide any concrete evidence of the value the professional provided. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to quantify their achievements using data and metrics, demonstrating the real-world impact of their work. The first thing to grasp is that data and metrics provide credibility and demonstrate the value you bring to the table. Consider a time when you were convinced by someone's claims because they were backed by data and evidence. Was it the numbers, the statistics, or the clear demonstration of results that made their claims so persuasive? One shift that accelerates progress is to track your results meticulously, documenting the positive impact you have on your clients, businesses, or your employer's bottom line. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that using data and metrics in your portfolio allows you to stand out from the competition, building trust and confidence with potential clients. Collect metrics demonstrating the impact of your work on your projects. Quantifying your achievements with data and metrics demonstrates the real-world impact of your work. Numbers tell, value sells. Now here's where the real shift begins. tell the story of your projects, highlighting the problem, solution, and results achieved. Many professionals discover that their portfolio is boring and unengaging because it only showcases the final product without providing any context or background information. Think of the moment when you looked at a portfolio and wondered what the project was about, what challenges were overcome, and what impact it had. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to tell the story of their projects, highlighting the problem, the solution, and the results achieved. The first thing to grasp is that storytelling is a powerful way to connect with your audience and demonstrate your expertise. Consider a time when you were captivated by a story that made you feel emotionally connected and understand the value being offered. Was it the compelling narrative, the clear demonstration of problem-solving skills, or the tangible results that made the story so impactful? One shift that accelerates progress is to structure your portfolio entries as case studies, outlining the initial situation, the challenges faced, the steps taken, and the positive outcomes achieved. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that telling the story of your projects allows you to showcase your problem-solving skills, demonstrate your expertise, and build trust with potential clients. Write a one-paragraph case study for one of your portfolio pieces. Storytelling in your portfolio allows you to connect with your audience and demonstrate your expertise. Share your story, show your skill. Moving from theory into practice. Collect testimonials from satisfied clients or employers to build trust and credibility. Many professionals discover that they are relying too heavily on self-promotion without leveraging the power of social proof. Think of the moment when you were hesitant to try a new product or service until you saw positive reviews and testimonials from other customers. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to collect and showcase testimonials from satisfied clients or employers, building trust and credibility with potential clients. The first thing to grasp is that testimonials are a powerful form of social proof, demonstrating that others have had positive experiences working with you. Consider a time when you were influenced by a testimonial, leading you to believe in the quality of a product or service. Was it the authenticity, the specific details, or the positive emotion that made the testimonial so persuasive? One shift that accelerates progress is to make it a habit to request testimonials from satisfied clients or employers after completing a project or achieving a successful outcome. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that testimonials provide third-party validation of your skills and expertise, making potential clients more likely to trust you and hire you. Request a testimonial from a past client or employer. Collecting testimonials is essential for building trust and credibility with potential clients. Proof speaks louder than promises. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Design a visually appealing and easy-to-navigate portfolio to make a strong first impression. Many professionals discover that their portfolio is underperforming because it's poorly designed and difficult to navigate, deterring potential clients. Think of the moment when you visited a website that was cluttered, confusing, and visually unappealing, causing you to leave without exploring further. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to design a visually appealing and easy-to-navigate portfolio that makes a strong first impression. The first thing to grasp is that your portfolio's design is as important as the content it contains, influencing potential clients, perception of your professionalism, and attention to detail. Consider a time when you were impressed by the design of a portfolio, leading you to perceive the professional as skilled and detail-oriented. Was it the clean layout, the professional branding, or the intuitive navigation that made the portfolio so appealing? One shift that accelerates progress is to prioritize user experience, ensuring that your portfolio is easy to navigate, visually appealing, and optimized for mobile devices. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that a well-designed portfolio enhances your credibility, showcases your attention to detail, and makes it easier for potential clients to find the information they need to make a hiring decision. Review the design of your portfolio, website/PDF. Update as needed. A visually appealing and easy-to-navigate portfolio makes a strong first impression and enhances your credibility. Design matters. Impressions last. Chapter 8. Client Acquisition. Your job search system. Imagine David, a skilled software developer constantly facing feast or famine cycles as a freelancer. He'd land a big project, work tirelessly, and then struggle to find new clients. One day, he decided to implement a consistent lead generation strategy, utilizing LinkedIn, content marketing, and referrals. This systematic approach smoothed out his income stream, providing him with a predictable flow of new opportunities and financial stability. Identify potential clients and generate leads through various marketing channels. Many professionals discover that they are struggling to acquire new clients because they lack a consistent and effective lead generation system. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify potential clients and generate leads through various marketing channels, ensuring a steady stream of new opportunities. The first thing to grasp is that lead generation is not a one-time activity. It's an ongoing process that requires consistent effort and strategic planning. Consider a time when you successfully acquired a new client through a proactive lead generation strategy. Was it the targeted outreach, the valuable content, or the strong relationship that led to the successful acquisition? One shift that accelerates progress is to develop a multi-channel lead generation strategy, utilizing a mix of online and offline tactics to reach your target audience. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that a consistent lead generation system allows you to proactively seek out new opportunities rather than relying on luck or chance. Research 3 lead generation strategies relevant to your niche. A consistent lead generation system ensures a steady stream of new opportunities and financial stability. Generate leads. Secure your needs. With that foundation in place, craft personalized and compelling cold outreach messages to connect with potential clients. Many professionals discover that their cold outreach efforts are ineffective because their messages are generic, impersonal, and focused on self-promotion. Think of the moment when you received a cold email that felt like spam, immediately deleting it without a second thought. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to craft personalized and compelling cold outreach messages that connect with potential clients and pique their interest. The first thing to grasp is that cold outreach is not about selling, it's about building relationships and demonstrating your value. Consider a time when you responded positively to a cold outreach message because it felt genuine, personalized, and relevant to your needs. Was it the personalized greeting, the demonstration of understanding your challenges, or the clear value proposition that made the message stand out? One shift that accelerates progress is to research your potential clients thoroughly, understanding their needs, pain points, and goals before crafting your outreach message. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that personalized and compelling cold outreach messages increase your chances of getting a response, opening the door to new opportunities. Draft a cold outreach email or message for your ideal client. Personalized cold outreach builds relationships and opens doors to new opportunities. Connect genuinely. Succeed mutually. Now here's where the real shift begins. Attend industry events and connect with potential clients and collaborators. Many professionals discover that they are limiting their opportunities by isolating themselves and not actively engaging with their industry. Think of the moment when you felt disconnected from the latest trends and developments in your field. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to attend industry events and connect with potential clients and collaborators, expanding their network and staying ahead of the curve. The first thing to grasp is that industry events are a valuable opportunity to learn, network, and build relationships with key players in your field. Consider a time when you made a valuable connection at an industry event, leading to new opportunities and collaborations. Was it the shared interests, the informal setting, or the chance encounter that made the connection so fruitful? One shift that accelerates progress is to research upcoming industry events and prioritize those that align with your goals and target audience. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that attending industry events allows you to build relationships, gain insights, and position yourself as a knowledgeable and connected professional. Attend a relevant industry networking event, online or in person. Industry events expand your network, providing opportunities for learning, collaboration, and client acquisition. Connect actively. Grow proactively. Moving from theory into practice. Encourage satisfied clients to refer new business to you. Many professionals discover that they are missing out on a valuable source of leads by not actively soliciting referrals from their satisfied clients. Think of the moment when you realized that you could have acquired more clients if you had simply asked for referrals. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to encourage satisfied clients to refer new business to them, leveraging the power of word-of-mouth marketing. The first thing to grasp is that referrals are a highly effective lead generation strategy because they come from trusted sources, carrying more weight than traditional marketing messages. Consider a time when you were influenced by a referral, leading you to try a new product or service with greater confidence. Was it the trust in the person making the recommendation, the positive experience they shared, or the clear understanding of your needs that made the referral so persuasive? One shift that accelerates progress is to make it a regular practice to ask satisfied clients for referrals, providing them with clear instructions and incentives to do so. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that referrals can significantly expand your client base, reduce your marketing costs, and improve your client retention rate. Ask your past clients for referrals to expand your client base. Referrals are a powerful lead generation strategy that leverages the trust and satisfaction of your existing clients. Ask for referrals. Reap the rewards. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Master the art of closing deals and converting leads into paying clients. Many professionals discover that they are generating plenty of leads but struggling to convert them into paying clients. Think of the moment when you lost a potential client because you weren't able to effectively close the deal. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to master the art of closing deals and converting leads into paying clients, maximizing their earning potential. The first thing to grasp is that closing a deal is not about being pushy or aggressive. It's about building trust, addressing concerns, and demonstrating the value you provide. Consider a time when you were persuaded to make a purchase because the salesperson was knowledgeable, trustworthy, and genuinely interested in helping you solve your problem. Was it their expertise, their empathy, or their clear explanation of the benefits that made you feel confident in your decision? One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on understanding your potential clients' needs and tailoring your pitch to address their specific concerns and goals. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that mastering the art of closing deals allows you to convert more leads into paying clients, increasing your income, and building a sustainable business. Practice your sales pitch to confidently close deals with new clients. Mastering the art of closing deals allows you to maximize your earning potential and build a sustainable business. Close effectively. Earn abundantly. Chapter 9. Risk Management. Bulletproofing your plan. Consider the story of Maria, who diligently built a thriving freelance business. She was on track for financial independence until a sudden economic downturn slashed her client base in half. Without a contingency plan, she scrambled to make ends meet, derailing her long-term financial goals. Maria learned a hard lesson. Achieving financial freedom requires not just planning for success, but also preparing for potential setbacks. Identify potential risks to your financial freedom plan, such as income loss or unexpected expenses. Many professionals discover that their financial freedom plans are vulnerable because they haven't adequately considered potential risks. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify potential risks to their financial freedom plan and develop strategies to mitigate them, ensuring their long-term financial security. The first thing to grasp is that risk management is not about being pessimistic. It's about being realistic and proactive, protecting your financial future from unforeseen events. Consider a time when you were caught off guard by an unexpected expense or income loss, causing you stress and financial hardship. Was it the lack of preparation, the insufficient savings, or the absence of a contingency plan that made the situation so challenging? One shift that accelerates progress is to regularly assess your financial situation and identify potential risks, such as job loss, illness, or market fluctuations. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that proactive risk management allows you to protect your assets, maintain your income, and stay on track towards your financial freedom goals, even in the face of adversity. Brainstorm 3 potential risks to your financial independence plan. Identifying and mitigating potential risks is essential for protecting your financial future and achieving lasting financial freedom. Prepare today, protect tomorrow. With that foundation in place, a robust emergency fund is essential for mitigating financial risks and providing a safety net. Many professionals discover that they are financially vulnerable because they lack an adequate emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses. Think of the moment when you were faced with a sudden medical bill, car repair, or job loss, and realized that you didn't have enough savings to cover it. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to building and maintaining a robust emergency fund, providing a financial safety net, and mitigating the impact of unexpected events. The first thing to grasp is that an emergency fund is not just a savings account, it's a critical tool for financial security and peace of mind. Consider a time when you were able to handle an unexpected expense without stress because you had a well-funded emergency fund. Was it the feeling of security, the ability to avoid debt, or the peace of mind that made the emergency fund so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to prioritize building your emergency fund, setting aside a portion of your income each month until you reach your target amount. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that a robust emergency fund allows you to weather financial storms, avoid debt, and stay on track towards your long-term financial goals. Set a target amount for your emergency fund based on your risk tolerance. A robust emergency fund provides a financial safety net, protecting you from unexpected expenses and providing peace of mind. Save consistently. Live confidently. Now here's where the real shift begins. Ensure you have adequate insurance coverage to protect your assets and mitigate potential liabilities. Many professionals discover that their financial freedom is threatened by unforeseen events that could have been mitigated with adequate insurance coverage. Think of the moment when you learned about someone who lost their home, savings, or business due to a disaster that wasn't covered by insurance. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to ensuring they have adequate insurance coverage to protect their assets and mitigate potential liabilities, safeguarding their financial well-being. The first thing to grasp is that insurance is not just an expense, it's an investment in your financial security and peace of mind. Consider a time when you were grateful for having insurance coverage that protected you from a significant financial loss. Was it the ability to rebuild, the avoidance of debt, or the peace of mind knowing you were protected that made the insurance so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to regularly review your insurance policies to ensure that you have adequate coverage for your specific needs and circumstances. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that adequate insurance coverage protects your assets, mitigates potential liabilities, and provides a financial safety net in the event of unforeseen circumstances. Review your insurance policies, health, home, auto, and update coverage. Adequate insurance coverage protects your assets and provides a financial safety net. Insure wisely. Protect precisely. Moving from theory into practice. Consider establishing a legal structure for your side hustle or business to protect your personal assets. Many professionals discover that their personal assets are at risk because they haven't established a proper legal structure for their side hustle or business. Think of the moment when you learned about someone who lost their personal savings or property due to a lawsuit against their business. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their understanding of the importance of establishing a legal structure for their side hustle or business to protect their personal assets from potential liabilities. The first thing to grasp is that establishing a legal structure, such as an LLC or corporation, separates your personal assets from your business liabilities, providing a layer of protection in case of lawsuits or debts. Consider a time when you felt more secure, knowing that your personal assets were protected from business risks. Was it the peace of mind, the reduced stress, or the clear separation of finances that made the legal structure so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to consult with a legal professional to determine the best legal structure for your business based on your specific needs and circumstances. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that establishing a legal structure protects your personal assets, enhances your credibility, and can provide tax advantages, contributing to your long-term financial success. Research the legal structure options for your business. LLC, sole proprietor. Establishing a legal structure protects your personal assets and provides peace of mind. Structure legally, protect personally. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Diversify your income streams and investments to reduce your reliance on any single source. Many professionals discover that their financial security is at risk because they rely too heavily on a single income stream or investment. Think of the moment when you realized that your financial well-being was threatened because your primary source of income was suddenly reduced or eliminated. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to diversifying their income streams and investments, reducing their reliance on any single source, and mitigating the impact of potential losses.
The first thing to grasp is that diversification is not just a financial strategy, it's a risk management tool that protects your income and investments from unforeseen events. Consider a time when you were grateful for having diversified income streams or investments that helped you weather a financial storm. Was it the stability, the reduced stress, or the peace of mind knowing that you had multiple sources of support that made diversification so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to actively seek out additional income streams, such as freelancing, consulting, or investing in income-generating assets. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that diversification reduces your reliance on any single source, protects your income and investments, and provides greater financial stability and security. Brainstorm 2 to 3 additional income streams to diversify your income. Diversifying your income streams and investments reduces your reliance on any single source and provides greater financial security. Diversify widely, thrive decidedly. Chapter 10. Mindset Resets. Cultivating Resilience. Consider Maya, a talented graphic designer who constantly second-guessed her abilities. Despite receiving positive feedback from clients, she'd often feel like a fraud, fearing exposure. This imposter syndrome held her back from pursuing bigger projects and higher fees. When she started actively acknowledging her accomplishments and skills, she began to internalize her worth, leading to increased confidence and career growth. Recognize and overcome imposter syndrome by focusing on your accomplishments and skills. Many professionals discover that they are held back by imposter syndrome, doubting their abilities and fearing exposure as a fraud. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to recognize and overcome imposter syndrome by focusing on their accomplishments and skills, building confidence and resilience. The first thing to grasp is that imposter syndrome is a common experience, but it doesn't have to define your potential or limit your success. Consider a time when you felt like an imposter, doubting your abilities, and fearing that you would be exposed as a fraud. Was it the feeling of inadequacy, the fear of failure, or the pressure to perform perfectly that fueled your imposter syndrome? One shift that accelerates progress is to actively challenge negative self-talk and replace it with positive affirmations, recognizing your strengths and accomplishments. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that overcoming imposter syndrome allows you to embrace new opportunities, take calculated risks, and pursue your goals with greater confidence and conviction. List 3 of your biggest accomplishments and revisit them when you feel doubt. Recognizing and overcoming imposter syndrome allows you to embrace your potential and achieve your goals with confidence. Believe inwardly, achieve outwardly. With that foundation in place, view failures as learning opportunities and use them to improve your strategies and decision-makings. Many professionals discover that they are paralyzed by fear of failure, preventing them from taking risks and pursuing their goals. Think of the moment when you missed an opportunity because you were afraid of failing. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to view failures as learning opportunities and use them to improve their strategies and decision-making, building resilience and accelerating their progress. The first thing to grasp is that failure is not the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone towards it. Consider a time when you learned a valuable lesson from a failure that ultimately led you to greater success. Was it the new insight, the improved strategy, or the increased determination that made the failure so transformative? One shift that accelerates progress is to reframe your mindset around failure, viewing it as feedback rather than a reflection of your worth or ability. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that embracing failure as a learning opportunity allows you to iterate, adapt, and improve your strategies, accelerating your progress towards your goals. Reflect on a recent failure and identify the lessons learned. Viewing failures as learning opportunities builds resilience and accelerates your progress towards success. Learn from losses, build from ashes. Now here's where the real shift begins. Find ways to stay motivated and inspired throughout your journey to financial freedom. Many professionals discover that they lose momentum and give up on their financial freedom goals due to a lack of motivation and inspiration. Think of the moment when you felt discouraged and overwhelmed by the challenges of your financial journey. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to find ways to stay motivated and inspired throughout their journey to financial freedom, maintaining momentum and achieving long-term success. The first thing to grasp is that motivation is not a constant state.
It's a muscle that needs to be exercised and nurtured regularly. Consider a time when you felt highly motivated and energized to pursue your financial goals. Was it the clear vision, the supportive community, or the sense of progress that fueled your motivation? One shift that accelerates progress is to identify your sources of motivation and inspiration, such as reading inspiring books, listening to motivational speakers, or connecting with like-minded individuals. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that staying motivated and inspired allows you to overcome obstacles, persevere through challenges, and achieve your financial freedom goals with greater ease and enjoyment. Find an accountability partner to help you stay on track towards your goals. Staying motivated and inspired is essential for maintaining momentum and achieving long-term financial freedom. Fuel your drive. Thrive alive. Moving from theory into practice. Surround yourself with supportive friends, family, and mentors who believe in your visions. Many professionals discover that their progress is hindered by negative influences or a lack of support from those around them. Think of the moment when you felt discouraged or undermined by someone who didn't believe in your vision. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to surround themselves with supportive friends, family, and mentors who believe in their vision, creating a positive environment that fosters growth and resilience. The first thing to grasp is that your environment has a significant impact on your mindset and your ability to achieve your goals. Consider a time when you felt empowered and supported by the people around you, leading to greater confidence and success. Was it the encouragement, the guidance, or the sense of belonging that made the supportive environment so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to actively cultivate relationships with people who uplift you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that surrounding yourself with supportive individuals provides a sense of belonging, boosts your confidence, and helps you stay focused on your goals, even in the face of adversity. Connect with like-minded people in online or in-person communities. Surrounding yourself with supportive individuals fosters growth, resilience, and the achievement of your goals. Connect closely. Rise collectively. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Acknowledge and celebrate your small wins to stay motivated and maintain momentum. Many professionals discover that they lose motivation because they only focus on the big goals and overlook the importance of acknowledging and celebrating their small wins along the way. Think of the moment when you felt discouraged because you didn't recognize the progress you were making. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to acknowledge and celebrate their small wins, staying motivated, and maintaining momentum on their journey to financial freedom. The first thing to grasp is that celebrating small wins is not about being complacent. It's about reinforcing positive behaviors and building momentum towards your larger goals. Consider a time when you felt energized and motivated by acknowledging and celebrating a small win. Was it the sense of accomplishment, the positive reinforcement, or the increased confidence that made the celebration so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to create a system for tracking your progress and acknowledging your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that acknowledging and celebrating your small wins boosts your motivation, reinforces positive behaviors, and helps you stay on track toward your long-term goals. Celebrate a recent win, big or small, and reward yourself for your hard work. Acknowledging and celebrating your small wins boosts your motivation and helps you stay on track towards your long-term goals. Acknowledge progress. Accelerate success. Chapter 11. Negotiating your exit. Timing is everything. Consider Sarah, a marketing manager who dreamed of starting her own agency. She grew impatient, quitting her 9-to-5 before building a solid client base or accumulating enough savings. Overwhelmed by financial pressure, she rushed into low-paying projects, ultimately burning out and returning to a corporate job. Sarah learned the hard way that prematurely exiting a stable job can be more detrimental than remaining in it. Decide when you've built enough runway, skills, and income to leave your 9-to-5. Many professionals discover that they struggle with the timing of their exit from their 9-to-5, either leaving too soon or staying too long. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to carefully assess their runway, skills, and income before making the decision to leave their 9-to-5, ensuring a smooth and successful transition. The first thing to grasp is that timing is everything when it comes to negotiating your exit. Consider a time when you felt the urge to leave your 9 to 5, but weren't sure if you were ready. Was it the fear of the unknown, the lack of financial security, or the uncertainty about your future prospects that made the decision so difficult? One shift that accelerates progress is to objectively assess your financial situation, skill set, and income potential before making the decision to leave your 9 to 5. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that strategically timing your exit allows you to transition smoothly, avoid financial stress, and pursue your goals with greater confidence and success. Review your financial goals. Are you on track with your freedom number? Strategically timing your exit from your 9 to 5 ensures a smooth transition and greater success. Plan the moment. Seize the movement. With that foundation in place, plan your departure from your current job, including notifying your employer and transitioning your responsibilities. Many professionals discover that they leave their 9 to 5 abruptly without a proper plan, leading to potential complications and missed opportunities. Think of the moment when you regretted not having a well-thought-out exit strategy from a previous job. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to carefully plan their departure from their current job, including notifying their employer and transitioning their responsibilities, ensuring a professional and positive exit. The first thing to grasp is that planning your departure is not just about giving notice, it's about creating a smooth transition for yourself and your employer. Consider a time when you appreciated a colleague who had a well-planned departure, making the transition easier for everyone involved. Was it the clear documentation, the thorough training, or the positive attitude that made their departure so seamless? One shift that accelerates progress is to develop a detailed plan for notifying your employer, transitioning your responsibilities, and potentially negotiating a severance package. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that carefully planning your departure allows you to leave on good terms, maintain valuable relationships, and avoid potential legal or financial complications. Write down your ideal departure date. Planning your departure ensures a smooth transition and maintains positive relationships. Exit gracefully. Benefit greatly. Now here's where the real shift begins. Leave your job on good terms, maintaining positive relationships with your colleagues and employer. Many professionals discover that they burn bridges when they leave their 9 to 5, potentially limiting future opportunities and damaging their professional reputation. Think of the moment when you regretted how you left a previous job, wishing you had handled things differently. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to leaving their job on good terms, maintaining positive relationships with their colleagues and employer, preserving their professional network, and opening doors for future collaborations. The first thing to grasp is that leaving on good terms is not just about being polite. It's about preserving valuable relationships and maintaining a positive professional reputation. Consider a time when you benefited from a positive relationship with a former colleague or employer. Was it the referral, the advice, or the opportunity that made the relationship so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on building and maintaining positive relationships with your colleagues and employer throughout your tenure, not just during your departure. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that leaving on good terms maintains your professional network, opens doors for future opportunities, and enhances your reputation as a reliable and trustworthy professional. Schedule coffee chat with a helpful colleague. Leaving on good terms preserves your professional network and enhances your reputation. Depart positively. Benefit extensively, moving from theory into practice. Understand your rights and options regarding severance packages and other legal considerations. Many professionals discover that they are unaware of their rights and options when negotiating their exit from their 9 to 5. Potentially missing out on valuable benefits and protections. Think of the moment when you realized you could have negotiated a better severance package or avoided a legal issue by being more informed. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive approach to understanding their rights and options regarding severance packages and other legal considerations, ensuring a fair and protected departure. The first thing to grasp is that understanding your rights is not about being adversarial. It's about advocating for yourself and ensuring you receive fair treatment. Consider a time when you felt empowered by knowing your rights and options in a professional situation. Was it the confidence, the ability to negotiate effectively, or the peace of mind that made the knowledge so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to consult with an employment attorney to understand your rights and options regarding severance packages, non-compete agreements, and other legal considerations. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that understanding your rights allows you to negotiate confidently, protect your interests, and avoid potential legal pitfalls during your exit from your 9to5. Read about laws regarding severance packages. Understanding your rights protects your interests and ensures a fair departure. Know your rights. Secure your flight. There's a deeper layer worth exploring. Explore your healthcare options after leaving your job, such as COBRA or private insurance. Many professionals discover that they overlook the importance of securing healthcare coverage after leaving their 9to5, potentially facing significant financial risks in the event of illness or injury. Think of the moment when you realize the importance of having continuous healthcare coverage during a career transition. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive approach to exploring their healthcare options, such as COBRA or private insurance, ensuring they have adequate coverage and peace of mind. The first thing to grasp is that healthcare coverage is not just a benefit, it's a crucial safeguard for your financial and physical well-being. Consider a time when you were grateful for having healthcare coverage that protected you from a significant medical expense. Was it the peace of mind, the access to quality care, or the avoidance of debt that made the coverage so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to research and compare different healthcare options, such as COBRA, private insurance, or coverage through a spouse's plan, to determine the best fit for your needs and budget. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that securing continuous healthcare coverage protects you from unexpected medical expenses, provides access to quality care, and reduces stress during your transition from your 9to5. Research different healthcare options for yourself. Securing healthcare coverage protects your well-being and provides peace of mind. Ensure health. Ensure wealth. Chapter 12. Benefits and Beyond. Maximize post-job perks. Imagine David, who left his corporate job to launch a startup. He was so focused on his new venture that he completely forgot about healthcare. A few weeks later, he faced a medical emergency and was shocked to learn how expensive it was to pay out of pocket. David's oversight highlights the importance of understanding your post-job benefits, especially healthcare options like COBRA, to avoid unexpected financial burdens during your transitions. Learn about COBRA and how it can provide temporary healthcare coverage during your transition. Many professionals discover that they are unsure about their healthcare options after leaving their job, potentially facing significant financial risks. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive approach to learning about COBRA and how it can provide temporary healthcare coverage during their transition, ensuring they have continuous access to healthcare. The first thing to grasp is that COBRA is not free healthcare. It's an extension of your employer-sponsored plan that you typically pay for yourself, often at a higher rate. Consider a time when you were grateful for having COBRA coverage that protected you from a significant medical expense during a transition period. Was it the peace of mind, the access to familiar doctors, or the avoidance of a gap in coverage that made it so valuable? One shift that accelerates progress is to contact your HR department to understand the COBRA benefits available to you and the enrollment process. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that COBRA provides a temporary bridge to healthcare coverage, allowing you time to explore other options without risking a gap in coverage. Research COBRA requirements in your area. Understanding COBRA provides a temporary bridge to healthcare coverage during a transition. Bridge the gap, ensure the map. With that foundation in place, research private health insurance plans to find the best coverage for your needs and budget. Many professionals discover that they rely solely on COBRA without exploring more affordable or comprehensive private health insurance options. Think of the moment when you realized you were paying too much for COBRA and could have found a better deal with a private plan. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive approach to researching private health insurance plans, ensuring they have the best coverage for their needs and budget. The first thing to grasp is that private health insurance plans can offer more flexibility, lower premiums, or better coverage than COBRA, depending on your individual circumstances. Consider a time when you found a private health insurance plan that provided better coverage or lower costs than your previous employer-sponsored plan. Was it the greater choice of doctors, the lower deductible, or the overall value that made the private plan so appealing? One shift that accelerates progress is to use online resources and insurance brokers to compare private health insurance plans and find the best fit for your needs. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Another factor that changes everything is that researching private health insurance plans allows you to customize your coverage, potentially save money, and secure long-term healthcare protection. Compare several private health insurance plans to determine best fit. Researching private health insurance ensures the best coverage for your individual needs and budget. Secure health, protect wealth.